This episode of Cousins and Sons is brought to you by Authentic Muay Thai Supply. This is an online fightwear store where you can find the best, most authentic Muay Thai protection gear, training gear, boxing gloves, and Muay Thai shorts straight up from Thailand. Good prices, good people. Check them out over at authenticmuaythaisupply.com and enjoy this episode of the podcast.
Yeah.
Nailed it, Pepper.
You'll be proud of someone. Just give me a chance to make yourself. If you don't like me here, I will be someone else.
Hey guys.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
Good to see you. Where'd your glasses go?
I'm cleaning them.
Oh my god.
These lights are showing all the stains on them from my oily forehead, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, but they look good on you.
I
They look
appreciate
good.
that.
They look
Jaguar.
good off of you too.
Well,
They're Jaguar.
I'll go half and half. Yeah, Kaiser Permanente prescribed me these. And I was like, I want those Jaguar lenses. So
Nice.
Dude, good choice.
thank you.
Here,
Yeah,
can I see how blind you are?
yeah, those are my drivers.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're not that bad.
No.
They look good.
Not quite my prescription, but dude, I had to take a driving test like a few weeks ago, like for the, because I wear glasses for like, I don't know, I've just recently had to start wearing glasses, and
Yeah.
and I need them just to kind of like read things far away and stuff because it's really blurry. And I went to do my driving test to get my California license, and they had me do the like the letter test.
Yeah.
And like one eye is really bad. So when I switched to that eye, I couldn't see a fucking thing, dude. So I like briefly like went like this
A
to
little
like
beaky.
yeah, to like to like memorize that bottom line or whatever he had me read.
Do you have
Luckily.
astigmatism?
I don't know what that is.
Ah,
Stigmatism.
yeah. It's in the eye.
It's in the eye.
It's an eye thing.
Might have it.
This means part of your eye's a little fucked up. That's basically what that means.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was a useless fucking story.
There was a commercial with these twins. They were beautiful blonde female twins, and it was for astigmatisms. I was like 12 when this commercial came out, and the one twin went, "We're the same, but not really. She has astigmatism."
Oh, I
and then it was
remember that.
and then it was all about like
I remember that. Yeah.
the twins fucked up eye.
Yep.
And that's how I know what
She's the
astigmatism
lesser
is.
twin.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
she was
right.
the lesser twin.
That's right.
Exactly.
Well, you
Both
guys ready
hot.
for some fucking Travis trivia right now?
Oh,
guys?
yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
definitely.
Do some
This is,
cartoons.
you guys have chosen cartoon trivia because of our, by the way, our guest Easton Gage.
Yes.
everybody.
Easton Gage.
Hey
yeah.
guys, I'm Easton Gage.
Yeah.
I was
No one knows
I
this
should have
song.
done that.
We started
Guy
just
is-
talking about the glasses,
I know,
and we're
right?
just like,
Yeah.
we're like, oh yeah. Me and Travis look at each other. I'm like, I don't think we're introducing.
No, I don't.
Oh, really?
No introduction needed. You all, I'm sure you all know me.
By the voice in the picture.
Can't you tell who I am?
I'll take responsibility for that.
No, don't, please.
Are you guys ready to get this fucking cartoon trivia party
Oh,
started?
yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
do it.
Question number one.
So
Which
hard.
cartoon hero was in love with Sweet Polly Purebred?
Sweet
Was it-
Polly Purebred.
That's the most racist shit I've ever heard. George of the Jungle, Scooby-Doo, Underdog, or Mighty Mouse?
I think it was Underdog.
We'll go with Underdog.
That's fucking it.
Nice. There it is.
Yep. There's
Okay.
no need to fear. Underdog is here.
Yeah.
You know, if
I
it-
remember that one.
If it was
Yeah, yeah.
George of the Jungle, then it would
Oh,
have been
dude,
racist.
it was so
How old
racist.
are you?
Me, 26.
26?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
That make yeah.
Okay.
See, I don't know about under. Yeah, if it was definitely that's very racist, but underdogs not.
But dogs are purebred, right?
Yeah, so that's okay.
We don't care about
Yeah.
their racial
No, not at
insufficiency.
all.
I don't even, yeah.
All right, question number two. What cartoon features a team of superheroes that includes Cyborg, Beast Boy, Starfire, and Raven? Is that Galaxy Rangers, Teen Titans, Thundercats, or Justice League?
It's Teen Titans.
Teen Titans.
Fucking
You guys are good. See,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit
It's
this one
Teen
out.
Titans.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna sit this one out, you guys.
You guys are fucking on fire. Number three, inspired by an unflattering baby photo of himself, what cartoon character did Bob Clampett create in 1942? Tweety Bird, Tasmanian Devil, Porky Pig, Elmer Fudd.
It's Elmer Fudd.
Elmer Fudd. Pinky. Third. That's the fourth. Third. What's the third one?
Pig?
Porky Pig?
Porky Pig. What?
Taz?
Taz? What?
It's Tweety Bird.
An
That's a
unflattering
cute, That's a
thing?
cute bird.
Yeah, and the fact that it was like, what kind of picture did you?
He had a big fat head.
Oh,
Oh.
See what I mean?
that's an imagination right there.
You know what I looked like as a baby? A bird. I was a bird as a.
Just a little.
Good for him.
Good for him.
He made a lot of money off of that damn bird.
He really did.
Thanks.
Alrighty, question number 4. How many years after the debut of Mickey Mouse was it before Minnie Mouse made her first appearance? Was it they appeared the same year, 1 year, 5 years, or 2 years?
Can I ask a question?
Please.
Wasn't Steamboat Willie the first Mickey Mouse? It wasn't.
Yep.
It was the first Mickey Mouse feature. I was going to say.
Because then I would have.
I would have said right when Mickey came to play, but.
Steamboat. There was no Minnie Mouse.
Yeah. No, because the big guy tries to rape Minnie.
Oh, that's a good
And
point.
yeah.
Oh my God, there was rape.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
What were the options?
Disney.
2 years.
They appeared the same year, 1 year, 5 years, 2 years.
2 years.
Let's go 2.
2.
Ooh, 5.
That's jumping, dude.
Okay.
I think it's
I know.
jumping
That was-
a bit.
that was a
What's
steep-
the ones we don't have?
Same year or 1 year?
Let's try same year.
Boom, boom, boom.
Fuck, we
Was
suck.
Minnie Mouse was around from
We're
the
all
very
retarded.
start, appearing with Mickey in his first film, Plain Crazy.
Oh, makes sense.
Playing crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, she was played a naughty flapper girl.
Oh, little slutty mouse. I've seen a few of those a couple of weeks ago on Halloween.
I love a
For
slutty
sure,
mouse.
for sure.
Slutty mouse.
Question number 5. What blue-skinned cartoon character took North America by storm in 1981? Was it Teletubbies, Smurfs, Blue's Clues, or Pokemon? I think we all know what this is.
Smurfs.
Smurfs.
You made me
Goddamn right.
Hello.
Gargamel.
Your Smurf joke last week was great, by the way. During the riff,
Oh,
your
yeah.
riff on Smurfs, that
Can't
was
even
great.
remember. It was about Gargamel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it. It's just
Yeah.
this fucking guy wants to eat these fucking blue things so bad.
No, it was good.
It was good. It was a good riff.
All right, question number 6. What cartoon character were created when Professor Utonium accidentally added chemical X to
Powder
you
Puff
guys- yeah,
Girls.
that was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Powder
It's
Puff.
like,
Damn, you
that-
guys are good. You pay attention.
You didn't know. All right, this next question is only for Pepper. Just to mix it up a little bit. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Pepper.
No, let's do it. Let's do it.
Number 7. Which of the following superheroes did not appear in the Super Friends cartoons? Green Lantern, Apache Chief, Black Vulcan, or Hawk Girl?
Green Lantern.
Is it correct?
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Super Friends.
But
They're-
can anyone remember
Yeah.
what Apache Chief would say
I know,
to get bigger?
I don't even know who Apache Chief is.
I was no. What would he
just said
say?
some like racist Native American Hawk Chaw or something like that, and he'd just grow really tall.
What the fuck?
I'm
I
gonna
don't
say it's
even
the
know what
third
this
one.
is. Third one.
Not Black Vulcan.
Oh,
Let's
then
say
that's
Apache
definitely it.
Chief. Well, there
It's
you
Hawk
go.
Girl.
Hawk,
They didn't have
hot girl.
Hot girl.
Hawk.
Girl.
Oh, I thought it was
okay.
hot girl.
Yeah,
I was
the
like,
only
that's a
woman,
superhero.
female superhero they had, I believe, was Wonder Woman,
That makes sense.
and they had Hawk Guy or Hawkman, Attorney at law.
Not the Jeremy Renner version, right?
Correct.
Good.
Right? That's Hawkeye. Number
Hawkeye.
8. That's Hawkeye. Question number 8. Who has a magical pet called Eugene the Jeep? Is it Betty Boop, Popeye, Felix the Cat, or George Jetson? I don't think there's Jeeps in the
I
Jets.
don't think there's
Yeah.
Jeeps
That's
in the,
there's a Jeep. That's a pet.
no.
Yeah, a magical pet called Eugene the Jeep.
So what's the first?
What's
two?
the first two?
Betty Boop, Popeye, or Felix the Cat?
Betty Boop drove that Corvette-looking car.
So Felix the cat.
Well,
Ah.
maybe Felix. Which one had a car that had eyeballs and talked to him?
Are you thinking of Herbie the Love Bug?
Oh, maybe I am.
Is it
Fucking-
is it George Jetson?
No.
Well, we got one away. So we're knocking it down now.
Yeah, we're knocking it
I think
down.
it's the third one.
What's
Felix-
that? What's
is
the
that
third
Felix the cat?
one? Felix Cat.
The correct answer. Nope.
Uh,
I'm out. It's up to you,
Yeah.
Pepper.
well, what's the last two then?
Oh, good.
Betty Boop or Popeye?
Betty Boop. Fuck, dude.
Popeye?
Fuck you, Popeye.
What?
Has a magical pet called Eugene the Jeep. Eugene lives in a 3-dimensional world, but it's really a
Popeye.
4-dimensional
The
creature.
same character. What?
I didn't even know he drove. Thought he walked around on his.
He was
On
a
his hands.
sailor. He
Yeah.
was a sailor.
Yeah.
Sailed.
I thought he had a boat.
Never did I remember his. Yeah, a boat.
He's the only sailor that doesn't sail anymore.
That also was not in the Robin Williams film.
It was not at all.
I don't remember that.
Nope, it wasn't.
I don't
It
remember
should've,
the Robin
especially
Williams
a
song.
magical one.
Weird. I'm reading the details about Eugene the Jeep, and it's fucking weird as shit. He lives in a 3-dimensional world, but is really a 4-dimensional creature. He answers yes or no questions by bowing down for yes and not bowing down for no.
I feel like this is a BS
Eugene
answer.
subsists on a diet of
We
orchids.
gotta find a new website.
That's fucking bananas. All right, question number 9. Which SpongeBob SquarePants character is always trying to steal Mr. Krabs' secret formula from Krabby Patties? Sheldon J. Plankton?
Nope.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Puff?
I was like, yep.
Or Old Man Jenkins?
Plankton.
Plankton. Sheldon J.
I was like-
Plankton.
He's a dirty little.
He's a
Whatever
dirty
he
little
is.
How many
plank- He's a
questions
plankton.
you guys
Oh,
do?
it's
Yeah,
Only
he's
10?
plankton.
It's a goddamn plankton.
Yeah.
All right, then your final question. Question number 10. During the final season of the Flintstones, what little green alien from the planet Zetox is assigned to serve prehistoric dum-dums, Fred
I
and
know.
Barney?
I just know his
Once you
name.
hear the name.
Gazam, Gumby, Gazoo,
A gazoo.
Gravelberry.
Gazoo.
Yeah.
Correct.
I was like,
Gazoo.
when I heard Gazam,
I almost went
think
Marvin the Martian. I was like, wait, no. That's
dum-dums.
crossover. It's a crossover.
You know, it kind of sounded like Heavens to Purgatroyd.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It
mhm.
kind of sounded like that guy. Dum-dums. You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bet you that same
Cool.
voice did Jetsons.
It's probably just like 5 fucking guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
oh, yeah,
far, yeah.
that's-
Just doing all that, which is a good transition.
Everyone does everything.
Everyone does everything.
Yeah, in that world.
What do you do for a living?
Oh man,
Yeah.
I
Speaking of this,
am
Bewitched.
one of the writers on the hit TV series that everyone still watches, the Tom and Jerry Show, not the Tom and Jerry Tales, owned by the same company. I'm on the show, not Tales, Tales, not Tails. And I'm also one of the lyricists for sing-along episodes because we're running out of ideas. we need to stay relevant. So, yeah, that's me.
Well, that's cool.
It's all right.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
I didn't
though.
know there was a difference between the Tales and the.
Well, what network are they?
Show.
Are they on Cartoon Network?
We're on
now?
Cartoon, yeah.
I had
Okay.
to ask him that yesterday. I felt
Okay.
bad, but I was like, I
Don't
don't
want-
know.
Well, I
feel
mean,
bad.
like, unless you have cable, Cartoon Network, they probably have their own app, don't they? Kind of like a.
They have
They
to.
have to.
Because
He's
Adult
like-
Swim has an app, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Adult
Yeah.
Swim is
Mhm.
owned
Yeah.
by
Yep.
Cartoon Network.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's me.
How long have you been doing that?
Man, that is a really good 2 years and 2 years and 4 months, something like that.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it right out of college.
Nice.
Got the job 3 days before graduation. Thought it was a prank phone call.
I would too.
Why? Because you didn't think Tom and Jerry still.
Yeah, basically,
relevant?
I told the guy, I said, shut the fuck up. That's not a show. And the guy was like, oh, yeah, it is. I was like, oh. What?
I'm sorry.
Do you remember when I told you to shut the fuck up? I didn't mean that. That was that was wrong.
I
Yeah,
love the show. I love it.
doing that. It's very easy work, as I mentioned before. We write from home a lot, the writers,
Mhm.
because what do we have to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no dialogue really, unless it's a sing along and then it's lyrics.
Yeah, we were wondering that too. We were
Um,
like, is there dialogue in
there-
commentary? Did they change it up a bit?
So Spike and Tyke,
Mm-hmm.
the dogs, they speak. Rick
Ah.
and Ginger, the owners, they speak, but they're hardly in the episode.
Gotcha.
Tom and Jerry still don't speak. There's actually an episode, like right when I started, where Tom gets hypnotized by Dracula, and Dracula possesses Tom and uses him as like a henchman.
Mhm.
And Dracula speaks, and as he speaks, it makes Tom speak, but it's Dracula's voice and Tom's mouth moving.
That would be like a trick question almost.
And,
as Tom.
People went bonkers because how dare you make Tom speak? He's not that type of
Wow.
cartoon.
He's a mute.
And I at that time was just a nobody, still am, but really a nobody on that show. And I was like, wow, people
Yeah.
really love these dudes
Mhm.
a lot. And that's the
Yeah, no,
speaking
when
story
you-
of Tom
when
and Jerry.
Huh, yeah.
When you
That's-
change things, you change things.
Don't
people lose
change.
them.
Well, especially diehard fans.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a Tom and Jerry movie? where
Oh,
they
there's
talked?
so many. Yeah, those.
Do you fuck
yeah.
with those at all?
I would love to.
Or no?
but
No.
I would love to. Actually, there's a live action one being made right now.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Chloe Grace, what's her? I should know her name. She's the actress from Kick-Ass.
Oh,
She's
the
in
little one?
everything.
Yeah. From
The beautiful girl from Neighbors 2, I want to say. Zac Efron and Seth Rogen. She's a good actress. She's got chops.
Yeah.
From what I read, there's going to be a live action with her in the Tom and Jerry world.
How well did the Garfield live action do?
I don't know.
Well, it had Bill Murray.
Yeah, it had Bill.
And I think I read a
Murray?
quote about Murray, and I read a quote somewhere. I think this was from that where Bill Murray said it was money.
Yeah.
He didn't say he liked it, but he said it was money. I was like, that's
Chloe
what we
Grace,
do it for.
Moretz.
Moret.
Yeah, Z is silent. Sorry.
Did you
Michael
see any
Pena?
rumors on it? Is it a legit thing or?
Yeah, it's upcoming 2020 American live action animated cartoon based on Tom and Jerry.
Nice.
I don't know who the cat's gonna be.
You remember the show the movie Cats versus Dogs?
Yeah.
That was a dope movie.
It was a dope
I
movie.
remember that. The
Yeah.
evil cat. It was an ugly
It was a
cat
great
too.
movie, actually.
It was good. Like
Yeah.
hopefully they do it like
Hopefully
that.
it's like that.
And it's
Yeah.
not like a green a green screen cat where they just have a
Right.
puppet
Like-
in and they're like, we're gonna animate this
Yeah.
later.
Yeah. That's what they did with Garfield, didn't they? Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I know. What was I thinking about earlier today? It was, I don't know. But animals, like back in the 90s, how they, like Homeward Bound.
Yeah.
It was like with actual animals. And it was so good.
It's
And
incredible.
I'm sure it's a pain in the ass.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Oh.
Film
So
with
that's
animals.
what my dad used to do. My dad was
really?
an exotic animal trainer.
Shit.
Yeah, so he used
Well,
to.
we just have 2 hours.
He used to have he was at I think Wild Lion Safari. I can't remember the place, but that's where he worked, and that's where all the animals were booked from for features and stuff. He used to have the orang that was in all the Clint Eastwood movies.
Oh, what was it? What was his name?
He's the cop. Well,
Fuck.
the orang's name in real life is CJ. I think
that's
he's
right.
passed because he was pretty old.
But I'm amazed that Clint Eastwood's still alive.
Yeah, it's yeah. Eastwood's outliving us all. My dad used to do that for a long time. Here we go. Lions and tigers and bears, and he was known as the ape guy. Though he was the guy who could control apes and get them to behave the way they could. And it was funny because my dad used to take CJ everywhere with him and dress him up in clothes, and he'd have him in his front seat of his Corvette driving to and from work so he could use the carpool lane.
That's hilarious.
And my dad said he would get pulled over all the time, not because of this, ape in his front seat, but because the police officers would want to take pictures with CJ. So my dad would oh, of course, and he'd pull over and he'd snap the picture, and this is before digital and all that, and he would just snap the picture of CJ standing at the guy's crotch. So when the guy would tell people, look at this sweet picture I'm getting developed of me and this ape, you couldn't tell it was the guy because it was just his crotch down. And my dad was like, that's what they get for pulling me over all the time. He did that.
Yeah.
And then it started to get, it's a dangerous job, obviously. Any animal training.
Oh, yeah.
He was on set for, I want to say it was a Trident commercial, something along those lines. And they had a Black Panther on set, and it was for its white teeth, and they keep them on cables on set, and it got wrapped up in the cables. So my dad went on stage to untangle it because it was freaking out, and as he unhooked its paw, it clamped onto my dad's leg and bit through his leg.
Ooh.
So he has a sweet scar on his leg from that. And he went to the hospital, and the doctor was like, "What is this?" And my dad said, "Oh, I fell downstairs," because if that happens, they usually just put the animal to
down.
sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my dad was like, I fell downstairs, and the doctor was like, into the jaws of what? Those are canine puncture wounds. He got raped by an orangutan that wasn't his. That's a funny story.
Wait, he got raped?
It was mating season.
Oh, my God.
This big 220-pound
Your poor
orang was in its cage, and my dad was feeding them. And when it's mating season, they'll fuck anything when they're horny and there's no women around. And my dad walked by its cage, and he just grabbed my dad by the arm. And those things have iron grip, 10 to 1,
for sure.
10 to 1 strength ratio.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
just starts pulling my dad in, and my dad's like, "Holy shit!" And my dad saw it had an erection, and my dad went, "Holy shit!" And so he's getting dragged through this cage. It's like pulling my dad through the bars, like dislocating stuff on my dad, pulling him through these iron bars. And my dad, there's a trainer's cane there in case something like that happens. And my dad grabs it and smacks him right in the dick. And it just smiled at my dad and kept pulling him in.
Oh my god!
And it got to the point of like getting my dad. My dad, when he tells this story, it's like PTSD. It's like a war story. He like pauses for a second. He's just like trying to see if it actually happened. And he's like,
okay, yeah.
And then it pushed me down. And then another trainer saw this happening and ran to the cage and started rattling the keys of the cage. Wow. And it let my dad go, and he ran away. He got bit through the arm by a Japanese Hokkaido bear, which is Japan's grizzly bear. So he was like, I think I'm done with this, and I'm gonna go into sales. And
yeah. Well, see, that when you brought that up, that was gonna be my first question. Did he have any close calls?
Oh, all the time. All the
Obviously.
time. He brought a baby Siberian tiger home.
What?
And
it was a baby.
It was a baby,
But still
and
home.
he was taking a shower. It was just my dad and my uncle at the house, and my dad said, "Don't let him bite you. If he bites you, just put him in his little cage, squirt him with a squirt bottle so he knows not to bite you." And my dad says he was upstairs showering. No one was home besides my uncle for some reason, and he just hears screaming from the tiger. And my dad runs downstairs. He's, "What the hell happened?" And my uncle went, "Well, he went to bite me, so I pinned him down and I bit him as hard as I could." And my dad's like, "Here's the thing. You're getting to deal with him now. When he's 700 pounds, that's what he's going to think is okay to do. And I have to deal with that." And, you know.
Yeah.
So
Jeez.
he's not doing that anymore. His buddies are still in it, which is cool.
He still has a story.
Yeah.
From that at least.
Does he have any
war
any
stories?
death stories? Has he lost friends to animals?
I was actually telling Travis about this the other week. One of the security guys on the ranch used to beat this one elephant, Misty.
Oh, this story's good.
And this guy's
is
just
amazing.
beating the crap out of this
This is
elephant.
fucking
And the saying, "An elephant never forgets," 100% true. So this guy,
That's right.
this guy brings, and this is a telephone story from my dad to me, so I'm probably screwing up details, but the gist of the story is this guy brings a chick to the ranch at night when it's closed to show off, like, "Look at where I work. I'm the master of all these animals." And brings her to the elephant cage, and he's trying to get I shouldn't say cage. They were very open spaces for these animals to, play and frolic. And he's trying to get Misty to do tricks, and Misty hits him with her trunk, like saying, "Back off." And then he goes after her again, and she pushes him away again, saying, "Back off." And then he whacks her with a cane, trainer cane, and she grabs him with her trunk and picks him up and slams him down, and then does a headstand on him, crushing him, and then Mexican hat danced on top of his head.
Dude,
Completely, putting the guy out for a couple weeks. Weeks being his life. And and she was so spooked by all of this that she ran out, broke through the cage, and was in the hills of Riverside. And
Holy shit.
they had to call my dad and his buddy Dave McMillan, who's like the still to this day the elephant guru. And they're like, "Misty's out. She killed so-and-so. She's gone mad." And right when my dad and Dave heard she killed so-and-so, they went, "That's not Misty's fault. He had it coming to her." So they had to go get her. And then they were like, "She's not able to be,
Tamed.
a tamed studio animal, for the studios." So she got sent to a zoo, thank goodness, instead of being
great.
put down.
Yeah,
Alright,
because
yeah,
I was wondering,
that's,
what do they do with the larger?
Yeah.
animals?
So, but it was just like, man, that's a way to go in
Almost
front of a
this?
chick
I
you're
can-
trying to get ass from, like,
Right.
check this out.
Straight
Dead.
murdered.
Yeah.
Just murdered. You think I'm hot now? And she's just crushing him.
It's got to be a crazy, helpless feeling just watching somebody get murdered by an elephant. Like, what am I going to do?
yeah,
Step in?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do unless you.
It's like my joke about my buddy that I was telling.
Yeah.
They should have weapons. I don't know if you guys were here. It's a true story, but it's a joke where my buddy was attacked by a shark scuba diving.
Yep.
And,
Jesus
and,
Christ.
and
Up
his
north,
and
right?
his up north, and his mom said they should have weapons. And I was like, "What? No. bitch. I was like, that's the only thing I could say at that moment. I was like, what? Weapons? What do you want them to have? Uzis while they're swimming?
Well, just
right? Yeah.
For situations like that.
I just got an Uzi pinned on my surfboard.
Yeah, exactly.
Shark!
All right, we can paddle out now.
Coast is clear.
And that's my dad. Just plugged my dad, Bill Gage, at Bree Enterprise. If you guys are looking for metal, he's the guy.
And top-notch orangutan.
That's
right.
We got
How
metal.
long did your dad do this for?
Man, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
When was the
I-
elephant
like before
story
you were
happen?
born?
Still when I was born, but I was little when he got out. Probably because it was like he
Oh,
had kids
okay,
now, and
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Too many
okay.
close
So he was
calls.
into it kind of before family.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Makes
before my mom,
sense.
everything like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes
okay.
sense.
There's a
okay.
sweet picture in my grandmother's basement in Chicago of my dad and CJ making out. And it's like it's probably as big as this green screen of just this blown up photograph of my dad and orang making out. I'm like, that is
that big of a photo.
Crazy.
that is a so bizarre yet like
That's crazy.
Yeah.
One-
frame. Like,
one
why
of a
isn't
kind.
this up?
One of a kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Craziest thing you've done? Made out with an orangutan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got raped by one a few weeks later.
So, but it didn't actually puncture anything.
No, it didn't penetrate, but got him bent over. You know, I feel like rape is anything you're uncomfortable with. So I feel like a lot
Fair.
of times at work when
Dude,
they
I
ask
am
me to
raped.
speak up, I'm like, this is rape.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'm raped on stage half the time.
Oh man, yeah. Amen to that.
Comfortable every single time. Every single time. So you're from Chicago?
Family's Chicago, came out here very little, so you could really say I'm an LA guy.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Chicago. It's my favorite city.
Yeah.
I love everyone out
actually.
there. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
it's beautiful.
you guys know living out there, and
Yeah.
Travis, you've been there, right?
Oh, yeah, I love Chicago, yeah.
That Midwest niceness is such a real thing. Like the movie
yeah.
Fargo really nailed it of how
Oh, yeah.
nice
Yeah.
they are. It's very warm
Fargo.
to go back there and just experience different people. Like they talk to you like you've known them your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like they'll just give you stories like, yeah, Margie's mad at me right now. I don't know what I did. Says I'm not present at home. And you're just like, dude, don't do that to yourself. You're a good father. You're working hard. Like you walk to your hotel after, you're like, right? Who was that? Who was that guy I just gave marriage advice to? But you guys know. Plus, I mean, deep dish.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Of
Yep.
course, deep dish. Which one's your favorite?
So my family is a part of Lou Malnati's.
Oh.
Like my cousin's one of the executives
Oh, wow.
there.
Oh, okay.
So
Real life.
I have to kind of pay alliance to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just
You
doing
do.
plugs
You do.
all day, guys.
Isn't they're open to lose out here, aren't they?
Gino.
They're opening a Geno's out here,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
which is just as good.
Yeah.
But I heard. So okay, so that's the one. Is that the one where they're like shipping in Chicago water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Masa does that too, I heard, in Echo Park.
Oh, for New York.
No, they do a
Oh,
deep
or
dish.
a deep
Oh, they
dish.
do.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, they
okay,
do a
okay,
deep
okay.
dish.
Dude.
Huh.
The fact that whole, I mean, it's one thing to talk about. Oh, it's all the water, and then for a company to actually
Just yeah.
export it.
What's
in,
on the
import in.
plane?
Yeah.
It's just
Oh,
water,
just water,
man.
man.
It's just water.
It's like Lake Michigan non-filtered water.
Listen, no fluids above this many ounces, you son of a bitch.
Is that a diaper? Yeah. It is.
I'm gonna wring it out. It's packed
Oh, how
with Lake
disgusting
Michigan.
is fucking Lake Michigan?
It's not as bad as
Well, it's
the
true.
water out here.
Not as
But
bad as Lake Erie.
oh,
Oh, that's
Like
probably
Erie's
true.
caught on fire like 9 times.
Is that what Smoke on the Water is about?
I think so.
oh,
Either that or whiskey.
One of the two.
both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You guys remember the Disney movie, The Luck of the Irish?
Of
Oh, dude,
course.
we were just talking about that because of Disney Plus.
Yeah, yeah.
Now. Did you get it?
I haven't got it yet.
got
I'm
it.
getting it because
Neither
I'm.
have I. I'm so sad.
Even-
I'm
yeah.
just talking about it.
I know.
Dude, I'll give you my password, Travis.
So my big
yes.
problem with Star Wars is I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan for one reason. I thought the Bounty Hunters should have always had their own spin-off. And then it's like,
Mandalorian, yeah.
this here it is. It's like
Yep,
I think
yep.
I'm going to be a Star Wars fan now
Yep.
because
See,
Now you have it.
I've never been a Star Wars fan.
me neither.
I've
But I
tri-
feel
I've
like it's going to be
tried
dope.
So hard
It's pretty good. I
to
just
watch
watched
the
second
first
episode
movie,
today.
and I can't do it.
Yeah, it's like the Wild West in the space with a Mandalorian.
Bless you.
Bless you.
I've heard the Mandalorian's dope, though.
It is dope. Finished second episode today, and it's cool because with Disney, and unlike Netflix and them, they're doing it weekly instead of
very
having
smart.
I didn't
it
know
all
that.
come out at once.
It's very smart.
They had the first episode come out on Tuesday when it launched, and then the second episode today, and then every Friday for, I think it's 9 episodes or 8 episodes.
I love that.
Yeah.
I have buddies who don't have like anything to do. And so Jack Ryan, I don't know if you guys watch Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
It just came out, and like the day it came out, my friend watched all of it,
Yeah.
and he was hitting me with spoilers, and he's like, "Dude, it's been out for like 15 hours. What are you doing?" I was like, "I haven't been home."
Yeah. I feel like
I don't have 15 hours to watch.
and I like the binging aspect, but at the same time, it doesn't seem like a very marketable thing for it being like. There's been times where I will just get the free week trial to binge watch like an HBO show, knowing that it all either is already out or like if it's something like this
Yeah,
where it all
that's a good
came out,
point.
I could binge it in a weekend, not have to pay a dime. Unlike this, it's like,
Is that how YouTube does it too with Cobra Kai? Does it all come out at once?
yeah,
I think
does,
it's all at
doesn't it?
once. That's a
I think
great
you're right.
show.
I think
Yeah.
you're right. It is
It's
good.
so good.
It is good.
It's
One of my favorite comedians is on that show, Brett Ernst. You guys know who that is? Man,
No.
If you put a face
he
to
like
it.
started with Maniscalco and Mike Young back in the
Really?
day.
Yeah, I'm gonna look
he's
him
an
up.
East Coast comic. He's murdering right now. He got, I think it was 2012 was his Comedy Central Presents special. Was Comedy Central Presents still a thing? Whenever it was,
Yeah.
he got
Yeah.
the Comedy Central Presents special of the year.
She'd never seen this guy before.
And he has a joke in that special about strawberry lemonade, and you're like, where is this going? You're like, wow. He's just on another level of performing.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
that's him. I love him. I think
I've
he's
seen this guy.
he's an
like,
incredible
in
performer.
things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so dope.
No, it's a
He
great
kind of looks
show.
like a Henry Rollins.
I see it.
In
Yeah,
that
yeah.
photo, in
Yeah.
that photo, I guess.
But yeah, Cobra Kai is dope.
Yeah, it
It's
was
not
once.
surprising.
It was one of those like I didn't jump on it first. I watched the first few episodes and then didn't, and then finally we just went on a trip and came back and I was watching it on the plane and I just binge watched the rest of it because it's like it gets you with nostalgia, but it still has a story behind it that
I like the story that's going on.
Yep.
It is like kind of
And-
about kids.
Yeah.
But I like that kind of shit though.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Cobra Kai.
And I like just like the martial arts acts or like the Rocky type thing, the build up
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fights
Yeah.
and the drama going on
Mhm.
between everyone and then the fights happening.
Yeah.
It's like I guess it's action, but it's not action.
There's story behind
Yeah.
it. You know,
Yeah.
there's like actually something going on besides just two dudes kicking each other.
Yeah.
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 Or-
Love. There's love.
There's love. There's girls kicking in each other. It's all kinds. Everybody. They hit
Everyone
everything
hits
on
someone.
Their,
Dude, so
everybody hits someone.
I going back to Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, yeah.
I just want to, like when you write this stuff, like what are you writing? Like are you just Are you writing the dialogue for the characters? Are you writing like the storyline?
I'll give you the full breakdown of
Yeah,
how the
yeah,
writing
please
works.
do,
So we
please
start
do,
with the
'cause I'm-
premise. Our premise is anywhere from, if you can do it, a sentence to describe the entire episode to half a paragraph. So you do that, and then you have to wait for your premise to get approved. If your premise gets approved, then you outline the premise. And then if that outline gets approved, then you outline the outline, which is like a legit, if you went to film school, a film
Beat by
school
beat.
outline, the old like beat,
Yeah.
this, and it's all exposition because it's all animated, non-dialogue cartoon. And then, so that is what they storyboard off
Yeah,
of if
storyboard.
that gets
Gotcha.
approved. And then, really, I mean, the script is there if there is voice in the episode.
Gotcha.
So
For
really,
the
you're
most
just
part,
writing
it's probably
outlines.
Pretty short. I
Yeah.
mean, not short, but like
Okay.
the outline for what they're looking at.
is
So,
so
do you
intense.
basically just throw a bunch of shit at them and they'll take it or
They
leave
don't-
it?
Is it like them throwing things?
Man, the amount, you know what I've been doing lately? So, like, my episode that, I don't know if it's out yet. How good am I at my job? It's called Ghoul's Gold, and I was sitting at my desk, and I was looking at a picture of Kate Hudson, and then I was looking at a picture of Matthew McConaughey. I was like, weren't they in Fool's Gold together? And I was like, oh my gosh, let's try and find a way to make this into a Tom and Jerry episode. And I went, Castlevania, it's a world in Tom and Jerry right now. So we have 4 worlds. The original world, Downton Abbey, which is like a,
Yeah.
that type vibe.
Fancy.
Cat and Mouse Detective, Sherlock Holmes-y
Oh, yes,
vibe
yep.
in like a Brooklyn-style city. And then Castlevania. That's like the most fun world to write for. They even told us at one point, we're done taking anything Castlevania because that's all you guys do. Because it's got the most freedom. So I said, why not make an episode called Ghoul's Gold in Castlevania with a haunted pirate ship. That's a sing-along, so I get paid more because I'm the lyricist. And the whole episode is the Tyrolean mice, those little baby mice that are in the old episodes. They're in these episodes as these little like Swedish mice who speak, and they and Jerry win the Jerry in Castlevania is named Jerry Van Helsing, so he's dressed as Van Helsing. But so they win the lottery. They win the big cheese. That's how I titled it.
Yeah.
And it's like a lottery. And this haunted pirate ship that's flying over the town sees them, intercepts the cheese, takes Tom hostage. The pirates are all going after it. They're trying to fight for the cheese. And it ends up being cheese in the treasure chest, not actual gold that they think it is. It's stupid, but they liked it. They liked it.
So that's what they'll do. So they'll be like, okay, we like this idea. We're going to use this for the episode.
Yeah. This is cute.
Or
like that.
or they'll be like, no, this is crap. Try again.
Oh yeah, man,
That's crazy.
I wrote an episode called "Murder He Crowed" instead of "Murder She Wrote." Crow facts coming at you guys. A group of crows is called
Murder,
a murder.
Of course, Travis would know.
And then in crow culture, when a crow attacks its prey, it's called mobbing. So I said, cat and mouse detective, murder he crowed, mobster crows. And they sat me down and they said, do you want that kind of behavior being influenced into children? I was like, it's crows. It's cartoon.
That's a great idea.
Crows.
That is a great idea.
They said mobbing sounds a little intense. I said, that's what they do. This is educational. They said, whoa. We're all for educating the children. We are Tom and Jerry. But we can't do it. And I was like, oh, man, that sucks. Basically what I do is I steal movie titles and turn it into an episode. When Jerry Met Sally. Boom.
But
that's an episode.
How many of yours get picked up? Like, how many of them are just trash that are never going to be used?
I'm going to be honest with you. All of mine are trash.
Okay.
All of mine are trash.
So you've had how many that have been on television or that have been used?
4 or
Really?
5. But I
Jeez.
script supervise.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So
But I mean, even then, when you think about like over 2 years, throwing things on, and you're not the only one.
I mean, no, it makes sense.
And
It makes
yeah,
sense.
And a lot of the time,
It's like comedy.
a lot of the time I'm
most
doing
of it shit.
I'm doing other stuff.
Yeah.
So like there's how many are there? I think there's 30 writers.
Jeez. Yeah. See.
So you could go 4 months without having. You could go a year without anything being picked up, which is why and we're really based off of commission. Like us writers, we want that script to be bought.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you get paid, but you want your script to be bought.
So
it's,
you get like a base salary plus.
and it's not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I do a lot of freelance stuff on the side, which is a great thing for them having me be from home.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
So I do a lot of my own BS on the side. That makes
Which is great. I mean,
Yeah.
you
it
can do
keeps
what you wanna do.
me
You can do comedy,
creative.
you
I
can
get
do
to come to the fourth wall,
Oh yeah.
see
'Cause
you
how
guys.
How long have you been doing stand-up?
I started 6 years ago. Got my spine got messed up.
It's got quite the life.
You were telling us about
I'm
this,
a nomad. I'm a nomad in the medical fields. Got messed up. Then I got healthy, and when I was messed up, I was like, boo-hoo me, like throwing myself a pity party. Didn't want to perform or do anything. Then started working, and then it was last year. My buddy said, dude, I'm going to roast you. I said, why? He said, no, I'm going to roast you at the roast battle. I said, at the Comedy Store? He said, yeah, I'm roast battling you. I said, all right, I'll do it with you. And then it was like, I did the roast battle.
Oh shit. Nice.
John Mayer was there. He told me I wasn't funny, which is humbling when when an unfunny person tells you you're not funny. Love his music. And I was like, I missed this. I missed comedy. What was I doing being a little baby? I have to say baby now because I always say bitch. And I feel like people are like, hey, you white fuck with blue eyes, don't say bitch.
You
It's
can,
like,
you can say bitch on this podcast.
good. So I didn't want to be a bitch anymore. And
Yeah, you guys look
came
more
back.
like related than we do.
I know.
I know that. I think we're
Yeah.
cousins.
Yeah, cousins and sons.
Cousins.
God damn it.
You act, don't you?
No, he does.
You act.
Yeah.
I have before.
Yeah.
but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but more or less doing stand up to try
But more
to get
just
over stage
and for me
fright.
just for favors.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I was a casting agent for a very small period of time in college. Are you one of the actors who checks expert level on every skill on LA casting?
Oh, dude, I'm not confident enough to check beginner on half of those
Attaboy.
things.
Oh my gosh.
Attaboy.
Dude, I know.
Attaboy.
No, dude, I like when I see those things, I'm like, I think I maybe did intermediate on like 3 things.
It's good.
Because I'm like, and that's even me being like, I guess.
Why? Why?
There'd be dudes who would come into castings who were fluent in every language on earth. I'd be like, who are you?
Yeah.
Could you just say something in Swahili for me? He'd be like, what?
What?
Expert.
You said expert. You don't think we look at this?
And,
Yeah.
and he said to me, oh, that's just so I get all the calls. I'm like,
It's like, well, now you're wasting my
dildo.
time and
Yeah.
yours. And
Yeah.
did you
true.
say what a dildo?
Yeah.
He was, dude. He
Fucking
was.
dildo.
Oh yeah, no, for sure not. Like I don't have enough confidence.
I feel like there's too many people out there giving really shit advice to all these young actors. Like, be original, be something different. And then you got some asshole wearing a tutu skating down the fucking
Right.
street. And you're like, no,
No.
no one's gonna put you in anything. You're never gonna be famous. You're an idiot.
You're getting made fun of.
yeah.
yeah.
I used to child act back in the day.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to get into that.
I was
'Cause we thought you were.
here's a fun story. Big Daddy.
Yes.
I was originally cast to play Frankenstein or Julian.
No fucking way.
I went on the first audition.
You look like you should have been
crushed
that
it.
role.
Let me tell you, I
you weren't
wish
a
I'd
twin.
been. Child labor laws. Here's the story.
Yep.
First audition, nailed it. Callback, nailed it. Third callback, nailed it. Fourth callback, they're paying you to be there. Nailed it. Get the call. Easton's booked. I'm a little guy. I'm 5 at this, but I'm crushing. I'm
Yeah.
like fucking Brando of the
Yeah.
5-year-olds.
Oh, for sure.
You know, like I'm being still. I'm in my space,
You can
and
wipe
I'm
your own ass,
emotional.
dude.
Yeah, I can wipe my own ass. I can wipe my own. That should have been me.
God damn those fucking twins.
So that wow, this story gets great. This is good. It's something crazy just happened a few weeks ago too. So they're flying me out to New York for the first day. And the guy who's picking us up from the airport, the driver, we walk up to him and he says to my mom, well, I've never had to do this before. We're not using them. And she went, what? And he said, we found identical twins. Easton can only work 4 hours a day. They can work 8 hours a day. They're going to speed up production, save a lot of money. We're going to give them the same pay Easton got, splitting in half. And,
That's dirty.
there's the story. Now, I personally think the Sweet Life of Easton Gage would have been a lot more dope than the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Oh,
That's just me.
100%.
So that was my down. Man,
Gosh.
I booked that, didn't get it because of something like that. I booked Flight Plan with Jodie Foster.
Oh, right.
Same thing. They said, we're going to use a local actor in New York so we don't have to pay for Easton's plane ticket. It's like, I'll pay for the damn plane ticket.
Yeah, for real.
Sandlot 2. Booked that. I was supposed to be Smalls in Sandlot 2. Now we're going to use Canadian actors. And if you watch the Sandlot 2,
yeah.
there's a scene where...
Fucking stay
where,
on your side of the border.
yeah, you can I say Canucks? Is that racial?
No,
Canucks.
well,
You
on
fucking
this
Canucks.
podcast. You can't on this podcast.
There's a scene, I watched Sandlot 2, and there's a scene where the Smalls character gets grabbed and he's picked up by the bully, and the bully's like, I heard you say this about me, and then the Smalls kid goes, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, that's not
that's
American
horrible.
baseball right
Yeah,
there.
that's not.
Yeah, so like that was my life as a child actor. I was booking, then getting cut. I was the flashback guy, though. Like I played Baby Hyde in that 70s show on flashbacks.
nice.
It was
Okay.
Francis
What
and
else?
Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
You
Oh, you
were
played
a-
Baby Hyde or,
Yeah.
or Young
Hyde.
Hyde. What else? What else? Didn't you do something else like that? Or maybe that was it.
Me? I
Yeah.
did the OC. I did a bunch
Oh,
of
you did
stuff.
OC.
But yeah.
As a
okay.
child actor, you did dude, that's crazy. That is like.
That's
just
fun.
Just
though.
the way that.
Did you
yeah,
have fun?
That
Did you
Yeah,
like
it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
that makes sense because your story makes it even more. You don't even think about that as far as like what impact being a twin had on some of these. Where it's
Oh,
like
they
it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
you would
Bang.
some of these twins. Yeah, they're good actors, whatever. But at the same time, it's like you got your part because you're a twin.
Yeah.
Not
like they're
because-
good. They're
Yeah,
good.
They're good.
you're-
And they were
yeah.
great in that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Those kids,
Yeah.
those guys
100%.
were great. Not
Yeah.
kids anymore. But
But then to know that to where it's
to
like,
have a twin where it's like, man, what could have been?
yeah.
My problem
Right.
when I was getting into high school, I was going on auditions, and then I started meeting the pilot season kids, where these kids are flying out here and they're living in a Motel 6 for 4 months to be here for pilot season.
Yep.
Jeez.
And I remember calling my agent and telling her,
Child abuse.
I told my agent, I said, I'm done. And she said, what? I said, I want to be a kid. I want to
Yeah.
go to high school. I want to play sports. I want to go to dances. I don't want to have to
Yeah.
go to high school, then straight to auditions, and then stress about homework, because that was a big thing for me too.
Yeah.
I'm a slow person. I don't know if you've seen my comedy things. They're there, but it's like, how do I get this going? And so that was rough for me. And I said, I want to go to high school. And those pilot season kids were breaking my heart. This kid, I'll never forget it. We're like 14, and he's sitting there. He said, hey, man, you should come over sometime and hang out with me. I was like, that'd be cool. He's like, yeah, I'm at the Motel 6 on Sunset. We could play handball in the parking lot. And I said, we will not ever play handball together, you little motherfucker. I was like, never will I play handball
right
with you.
next to the fucking hookers
Yeah.
up,
I fucking pushed him down. I called
up
him
in
a
room
nerd.
6, 7, and 12.
Yeah, so I left that, and then
That's whack.
my buddy's a photographer. He's a big-time photographer, Josh Tejas. He works for Deadline a lot. He's the master class photographer.
Gotcha.
Tumblr hired him to do Comic-Con.
Oh, okay.
So he brought me on as his assistant.
Dope.
Riverdale.
Oh,
we had to
yeah.
photograph the cast of
that was
Riverdale.
just recent. Oh, is this just recently?
Yeah,
you had to
very
do?
recent.
Oh, gee. I was saying that. I was like,
There
you
he
can
was.
totally-
and who am I holding? I'm holding a light like this, but it's not on a stand. It's on the knuckle of the stand. Who am I lighting to look beautiful?
Of course, Sprouse.
Sprousey. And I'm just staring at him like, this motherfucker has no idea.
It was mine.
That was me. I should be in his shoes. I should be on Riverdale. And I was just like staring at him, and my buddy knows this story, and he brings it up all the time, and he's laughing, taking the photos. And I think it's Cole Sprouse.
Isn't
Cole
it?
Sprouse. It's the Sprouse.
It's
One
out.
of the
Yeah.
sprouses.
He asked my buddy, he's like, what's so funny? And my friend goes, oh, man, the guy holding the light, he's just a funny dude. He's just a funny dude, and he's got some good jokes. And the guy was like, Sprouse was like, oh, it's sweet, man. I was like, yeah, fuck you, dude. You fucking motherfucker. Your fucking perfect skin and your hairless chest. Boning the hottest castmates you can.
my gosh.
Good for him. I'm happy for you.
As you're
Yeah,
falling
fuck
back.
it.
we all are. We all
My goal is to meet Adam Sandler and just tell him how he ruined my life.
are. Dude, yeah. Well, it was
I know
his
his. I
fault?
know his.
Well, I mean,
nephew,
it's his
Jared.
movie.
That's
you know?
true. That was true. Yeah, it's like, why cut the budget, Sandler?
Hey, Sandman, how are ya? You ever heard of under the table pay?
You obviously went with quantity, not
Yeah.
quality.
Yeah. I mean, look at
Fucking
me.
asshole.
You're the reason I went to film school. I had to get an education.
To succeed in life.
Yeah.
'Cause
God.
you didn't. When did you modeled? Didn't you too? After?
Yeah, I modeled after high school. That was crazy.
Did you do any porn?
I got asked to do this photographer's book, and he said, you're going to be nude a lot in the book. And at the time, I was doing Abercrombie and a bunch of stuff, H&M, GQ, all that, and I looked good. But hey, not a shower. I'm not going to lie. I was like, yeah, like how nude? He was like, nude. I was like, but like how nude? You know? He was like, well, you're going to see everything on you. I said, yeah.
Probably not.
It's like, I'm not big, dude. He's like, oh, that's okay. I said, no.
No.
I went on
No, it's not okay.
I went on an underwear ad for Calvin Klein, and they had like your sizes are on the internet. Like
Yeah,
all these
yeah.
guys know your sizes, but they want you to come in, and I had to try on the underwear in front of these guys, which I'm totally fine with. You know, if they're
Yeah.
going to pay me, I'll put underwear on in front of them. But it was like, you know, from acting, it was like a partnered thing. So I had to go in with another guy, and I went in with this African-American model who was like 6'4" and made of marble. And we both walked out of the changing room in our underwear, and it was like this and this. I just looked down. I went, good for you, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome. I got some Irish in my jeans. And, you know,
During those underwear commercials, do they want a good bulge? What are they looking for here?
Sometimes it's cupped, but a lot of the guys
cupped?
aren't cupped. A lot of those guys are just packing some hog. And you're like, damn, that's fucking
These
awesome.
are the things we need to know.
Like
So we'll never be underwear.
I went on so many of those that like I can tell what's a cup and what's like the guy, and I'll be like in stores like, good for him, man. They didn't cup him. That's awesome. That's great.
All the ads on the walls.
Yeah.
And just like, looks good.
Like if you look there, you could tell where she photoshopped the helmet out, so you can't tell. But yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Modeled, and
That's
then
amazing.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I like food too much to.
Yeah.
I'm like 180, 190 pounds right now. I
You
was
seem pretty solid though.
I was
Do you
I was
work out?
140 when I
Oh,
was
when you were
modeling.
mad.
I was
Oh,
a
wow.
I was
Oh
a
yeah, you talked about a
bitch.
coffee enema, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I did enemas. I used to when I did what was it? I did a shoot where I drank calcium magnesitrate before, which
Oh,
is
that
what
stuff
you have
that
to
goes
drink.
out
Yeah,
before
you
you
have to
go
drink
for the X-ray
for
stuff?
colonoscopy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you drink
Oh,
and
yeah, I know. It
you
tastes
drink
like chalk.
yeah,
nasty.
you drink the whole thing and then you sit on the toilet for 14 hours, but you look fucking good after. You look good, and I was like, this isn't me. You go on the castings. I'm sure you know with auditions with actors, like everyone's judging you. But then in the modeling world, I would show up like this, like in a Rodman shirt and jeans, because it's like they're gonna dress me how they want to dress me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like fucking fashion week in Paris at these castings where I'm like dressed like this, and there's a guy in like a Prada jumper, and I'm like, what?
Like I can't.
How do you afford that?
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Agency gets 25%. How are you
Right.
doing that?
How much are you booking out of that?
Yeah, dude.
Jeez. And then now you're writing and doing it. Dude, it sounds like you've already had quite the life and you're just keep going.
I've had good stories.
Yeah, which is
Well, it's great for
that's
comedy.
Yeah, it's great
Yeah.
for comedy.
I got good stories, but like when I try and do them on stage, I talked about modeling once on stage, and this older lady said, no one fucking cares that you were good looking. And she said were, and I was like, whoa, am I not anymore? Whoa, hey.
Well, yeah, but
That is a hard thing to come when we've talked about that on here before, as far as like knowing what you look like and kind of, especially if you look good. And it's hard to be like, I'm trying to make fun of myself, but I know I look better than you.
I'm trying to self-deprecate right now. Yeah.
But it's hard to do that when no one believes it, kind of thing. So it's just,
Well, you know my ice house bomb, right?
no, talk about that for this
You
last.
told me that story.
Oh man, was this a disaster? I'm at
Okay.
the Ice House stage 2. That's one of my favorite stages to be on. Such an intimate room.
Doing
You
that
know,
tomorrow,
Travis
fuck yeah.
knows. He's been there.
Yeah. Is it-
I get on stage. They call my name. I'm going up. There's a bigger lady sitting up front. I don't know what I'm allowed to say in the world anymore. She's a bigger lady, sitting front row, and she is dressed so nice. She looks great. And I don't have the mic yet, and I walk past her, and I see her, and I'm turning to her before I even get to the stand to let her know. I said, ma'am, you look incredible tonight. You look great. Thank you for dressing up. And I gave her like a little smile. And as I'm pulling the mic out of the stand, she goes, fuck you, you misogynistic white piece of shit, thinking you can make fun of me, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm deer in headlights at this point.
Jesus
I'm deer in headlights, and I do this with the mic. So I pull the mic from my face. And when I do that, the whole right side of the audience thinks I'm talking shit to her and just not doing it in the mic.
Oh shit.
But I'm deer in headlights, just staring at her. And I still have 12 minutes to go. And it was...
God, we have so much to look forward to.
I was like... It's bad when your dad goes to the show, you get off stage, you go to the parking lot because you're looking for a car coming fast enough to get hit by, and your dad goes, yeesh, oh. Man, well, you were bad. I was like... I'm aware. I just lived it. I got the recording. And then my dad was like, don't worry about it. Your jokes are your jokes. You know they work. They weren't on your side tonight. And then a guy followed me out too, and he said, hey, man, what'd you say when you pulled the microphone away from your face? I said, what do you mean? He said, how much shit did you talk to her to make us not want to laugh at you? I said, all I did was tell her she looked beautiful. And he was like, dude, everyone thought you were calling her like a fat pig or something. I was like, no, I didn't. He said, fuck her. She wasn't hot anyways. And the guy went back into the room. I was like, oh, man. It was like 30 seconds in, and I'm drenched in sweat because I didn't know how to handle what was happening.
Oh,
100%.
Because I am the white guy.
It's
Oh,
terrifying.
dude, that's horrifying.
I was like, oh, and she's front row. And like I try.
They always put those fucking bitches front. Jesus fucking Christ.
I thought
Every single fucking time. The lady doesn't fucking laugh. Front row.
You don't look like a laugher.
The
front
old
row.
lady who's like about to die. Front row.
What's funny is they're always the ones that want to sit front row.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
Like, why? You kind of get your choice
Yeah.
on where you want to sit. I mean, unless you're like new at a like the
You're
comedy
here.
store. Yeah.
You came to the show.
Unless you didn't, unless you got in line first, it was like, oh, I didn't know I'd be sitting in front if I got in line
But
first.
you knew you were coming to a comedy show.
Yeah, exactly.
You knew that.
Be careful.
I at
careful.
one point during that set, because I was just trying to be relatable to the audience, said, "Does anyone watch Chopped?" No one in the audience knew what Chopped was. I said, "What do you guys live in a potato? How do you not know what Chopped is?" Yeah. That was the Ice House.
Hey, no, everybody's got
I
it.
haven't been brought back there since that.
Oh,
I
man.
wonder why.
Oh, dude, we gotta get
rough.
you back there. We gotta get you back.
Yeah, dude, we need to get back to we need to get to the Ice House.
Yeah,
All
we
three
need
of
to
us.
go
The
check
redemption.
All four of us.
Redemption. Well, he's going there. He'll
Well,
be there
he'll
all
be there
weekend.
tomorrow, but
Yeah,
like
he's
tomorrow.
a
He'll
he's
be there
a
all weekend.
back-to-back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which
Hell
stage
yeah,
is
man?
Second stage.
Second stage. Yep.
the best
Which
one?
is dope, yeah.
Yep.
Main stage is way too big.
That main stage, I feel like they should time people's 40-yard dashes on.
Dude, it's so
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
It is incredibly
Yeah, no, it's
long.
big, yeah. It's a huge stage, and like the area even too. If you don't sell it out, it's very wide.
Yeah, there's always like that couple who's like, "No, we're gonna sit in the far back left in case we want to leave." And you're like, you have to look to them every now and again. You take your
Still see
40
you there.
steps
Still
over.
see you there, doing lunges across the stage.
That'd be a funny bit.
So, dude, we've learned a lot about you.
Dude,
I'm
we have.
excited to
As a
you
matter
on
of
the
fact, yeah,
show.
we're gonna have to have you back again.
Yeah.
Because we didn't cover half of what we wanted.
I'm
to.
sorry. I rambled so
Oh
much.
no, no, no! You
No,
did
we-
exactly what we wanted you to.
Yeah.
Okay,
But,
good.
I mean, there was
That
a
was
lot
great.
of surprises in there.
Yeah.
Dad
Oh.
being an animal trainer.
Dad, yeah. So Tom and Jerry, guys, watch that on Cartoon
Yeah,
Network.
check it out.
Or if you know some show hiring.
Yeah, get him a job. Get him a job. If you need to lose some weight, do some, coffee enemas.
Coffee
It's not
enemas.
healthy,
Yeah.
but it makes you look good for the ball.
Best way to lose weight, just don't eat.
Yeah, there it is.
Ever.
Starvation.
Starvation.
Been doing it for years.
Don't be in a relationship, though, because you'll get cheated on.
And that's perfect way to end this episode.
Oh, perfect, dude.
Follow
Especially
on
that story.
social media.
Yeah,
on Instagram.
at Easton Gage is my Instagram.
Cool.
I have a Twitter. No one follows me. I don't tweet. There's a while where someone took my name and made a Twitter with my name and did a lot of weird stuff. Like I think it was some dude in Egypt. So like, don't follow if there's like pictures of like the pyramids and stuff. That's not me.
That's not.
I'm the one with like 6 followers. And then that's at Easton Gage as well, at Easton Gage 1, because the pyramid guy took at Easton Gage.
Oh, dang it.
Venmo at Easton-Gage. It's a picture of an old guy wearing visor, sunglasses,
Perfect.
and that's me. Hey,
Dude,
Oh,
Easton,
follow
thank
him.
you so
Hey,
much,
follow.
dude.
Thank you so much.
Thank
so
you
much,
guys. I
dude.
appreciate it.
Dude, love you.
And remember, guys, don't talk about it.
Be about it.
Peace.
Bitches.
It's not what you wanted from me. I've been trying to make sense of my mistakes. My mistakes, yeah.
Hey, you guys. Thanks for watching this episode. Please hit that subscribe button. Go follow us on all the social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
And remember, if you want to go the extra mile, you can also support us over on Patreon, where in the future we'll be able to get unreleased content and content that nobody else can see. And remember, guys, don't talk about it.
Be about it.
Peace.